student speaker, Gina Clark. As you will hear in her speech tonight, Gina, who first came to Mendocino College as an online student, has overcome many challenges to achieve her educational goals. Gina is Phi Theta Kappa and has been a tutor for the district. To the class of 2014, I know that many parts of Gina's story will resonate with you. I know that you've made many choices like she has. And to the faculty and staff and administrators, I know you are as proud as I am of her achievements and of the achievements of the class of 2014. And to those of you in the audience, I urge you to carefully listen to Gina's story. Perhaps you have been afraid to come to a college campus. Perhaps you have been worried about an academic experience. To you, I would say draw inspiration from Gina Clark. As she urges you, consider what you can do in your future, how you can emulate what she has done. Choose to sign up for a class, choose an online class, choose an on-ground class, but choose to advance yourself in the way that she has chosen. We're here for you too. So it's now my pleasure to present to you our student speaker, Gina Clark.
Thank you, Jenna. I am humbled and grateful to be here with you all today.
It's Mommy now.
I was 3 years old when I became a statistic and victim of addiction for the first time. I was 10 years old when I physically and emotionally discovered the meaning of paranoia. By age 12, I was filled with confusion and my rebellion seed went full bloom. Every choice was fueled by how many people I could hurt, alienate, and piss off all at once. Hi, baby. My life turned into a vicious circle of foster care, juvenile hall stays, probation, drugs, sex, suicide behavior, and failures. I eventually left most of these behaviors in my teen years. My diagnosis of bipolar and borderline personality followed me on into my adult years. These choices and behaviors eventually led to me losing custody of my children and the parental rights of my son.
Mom!
That was the beginning of my choice for change.
Has to be quiet.
I looked myself squarely in the eyes, and in front of that mirror, I was not only able to see that I still had potential, but I was finally able to hear all the advice I had dismissed as authoritative control by all the supporting adults I had in my life. I only needed to choose to tap into it towards something positive and use it towards something positive. I told myself that I deserved to discover my more and challenge how big I could eventually grow. And I can tell you this, I am not done growing. For some of us, myself included, today is about more than walking across the stage in front of an audience that is uniquely strange, vaguely familiar, partially hidden behind balloons and bouquets of flowers, as well as, if not most importantly, supporting. For some of us, today is about more than receiving an empty frame that is designed for a diploma that we can only hope arrives at the correct address and along the way is handled with the utmost care and attention that it truly deserves. For all of us, though, today is about recognition and celebration in one way or another. I myself am recognizing the amazing outcome that came from a series of choices I have made in celebrating my first ever graduation. You heard me right. Today is the first time in my life that I have ever graduated. Bypassing my high school graduation. Now, after multiple attempts throughout different times in my life, I am graduating for the first time. I would not be surprised if today marks some kind of first for some of you as well. I want everyone to take a few seconds and think about what they are recognizing and celebrating today. Does everyone have something? Now, if everyone could just raise a hand into the air. I know my count, let's do a huge group air high five because frankly we all deserve it. 3, choices I made resulted in an amazing outcome, so let's touch on choices. Choice is a powerful and thought-provoking word that most recognizably can be defined as the act of choosing. We make choices every day, and the whole point of choices is that everyone has to pick one thing over others, and that one thing has to be so emotionally important to them that they hang on and carry through even when it is inconvenient to do so. Choices are inevitable, and they are exactly what led me to where I am right now. Standing up here nervous as all get out, giving a speech to a crowd that isn't quite hidden enough behind all the balloons and flowers. But the most important guiding choice that I made in preparation for my arrival here today was the choice to believe in myself and the choice to follow through this time. I hope that you are willing to choose to see more than just me standing up here. It is my hopes that you can see yourself, a successful, sexy human being whose mere presence is an evidentiary token of growth, as well as a symbol that no matter your past, all things are possible. I hope that each and every one of you graduating today make the choice to stop and smell the roses we have received from within each instructor we have encountered here at Mendocino College, and recognize that sprinkled within this garden we have all received stepping stones.
Stop moving.
That should we choose to place together, create many paths towards very different yet equally important opportunities. Unlike a caterpillar whose only metamorphic outcome is determined by their DNA, our metamorphosis is determined by the choices that we make. Richard Bach once said, "Some choices we live not only once but 1,000 times over, remembering them for the rest of our lives." I know that this rings especially true for me, as so many life events have occurred during my time here, including the death of my father and the terminal diagnosis of lung cancer for my mother-in-law, as well as the birth of my youngest daughter. College is a place where lessons we have gathered up until this point finally click and begin to make sense, and that is something I will remember 1,000 times over. Following through and graduating is a choice that we, the class of 2014, made, and regardless if our diplomas are lost in the mail, we have made the choice to achieve something worthy of recognition and celebration that nobody can ever take away from us. So stay awesome, my fellow graduates, because after all, what is life without awesomeness? Thank you.